Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me again. If you're following the YouTube channel or podcast of Little Bright Stars, please consider giving me a like or a follow. Today, I'd like to share that over the past while I've had some personal matters, and at the same time I wanted to dedicate more time to studying, researching, and deepening my knowledge. Only by doing this can I ensure that the content I share with you is truly meaningful and of high quality. If you've been enjoying the content on this channel and had to wait a bit too long, I sincerely apologize, and I hope that in the near future I'll continue producing more content. Today, I'd like to share with you an article that my team and I translated from Academy of Ideas. This is a well-known YouTube channel about psychology, psychoanalysis, and philosophy, which I personally admire a lot. The article touches on a topic that I've noticed is a concern for many young people, including myself many years ago: life purpose. I'll read the article for you and then share some of my own reflections. One of the most common themes in self-development literature, often emphasized by psychologists and philosophers, is the importance of living with purpose. Finding a purpose and shaping one's life around it can truly be life-altering. Let us reflect on what it means to live with purpose, why it is so valuable, and how we might discover it for ourselves. First, what does it mean to live with purpose? The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said that humans are extraordinary beings who need more than mere conditions of survival. At some point in life, people must believe and must know why they exist. A person who lives with purpose is someone who has discovered their why, their reason for being, rather than drifting passively through life and reacting to whatever comes. People with purpose live proactively. They have a clear awareness of what they want to achieve, expressed through the meaningful goals they set. They organize each day around pursuing those goals, and if they sustain this long enough and make progress, we can truly say they are living with purpose. Why is living with purpose so important? In his book Restoring Pride, Richard Taylor wrote, "If you are living today exactly as you have lived for years, you are stagnant. Each day passes without bringing anything new, other than adding to the count of days you've lived." Many believe that a fulfilling life is found by reaching some ideal end state, having money, status, a beautiful home, or the perfect partner. But in reality, fulfillment does not come from absolute conditions. It comes from perceiving ourselves as moving forward, progressing, without hope for a better future. Whether in a mansion or a small room, we may still feel unhappy. This is what psychology calls the principle of adaptation, which Confucius recognized more than 2,000 years ago. Those who want happiness must constantly change. The best cure for stagnation and adaptation is a life of purpose. It forces us to realize our potential, to keep growing, and in turn, to stay optimistic about the future. In other words, living with purpose is one of the best tools to drive consistent progress in life. So how do we find our purpose? Some people are lucky to discover what they want to do very early in life, but many others feel uncertain about their passions and struggle to identify their true calling. If you find yourself in this situation, here are a few helpful reminders. First, purpose is not something fixed for life. It evolves over time. We may achieve certain goals in one area, then shift our focus to another. Or along the way, we may encounter unexpected opportunities we never imagined. Recognizing that purpose is not static helps us avoid becoming obsessed or paralyzed by the idea that one decision must define our entire future. Second, you are unlikely to discover your purpose just by sitting and thinking. You must go out into the world and experience. As the Greek poet Pindar wrote, "Become who you are by learning who you are." In other words, only through experimenting with different activities can you uncover the mission worthy of your life's dedication. It is also essential to take full responsibility for your choices and not let yourself be swept away by pressures from family or society. If we choose paths merely to please others or because we believe they will bring status or wealth, we may regret them later. Purpose must provide intrinsic rewards, the joy found in the process itself, not only in the external reward, which may or may not come. In reality, we often don't feel genuine passion for something until we reach a certain level of mastery in it. Therefore, don't delay too long, choose something you can do well. and strive to become excellent at it. Finding your purpose does not need to be complicated. More often than not, what holds us back is not a lack of options, but fear and laziness. As Richard Taylor expressed, your task is simply to find one or several things you can do well, and then make becoming excellent at them the central mission of your life. Looking back, life purpose is not a final destination discovered early and followed forever. It is a process. When we are young, without yet fully knowing who we are or how we want to live, finding an ultimate purpose is almost impossible. 3 years from now, 5 years from now, as we grow, our purpose will change. The very process of discovery is itself a purpose. As we gain more experiences and knowledge about ourselves and the world, we will gradually shape a clearer path. It may be something society needs but no one has yet provided, a skill we are good at and can build a living from, or something that creates value for our community, family, and ourselves. As we mature, our purpose becomes more realistic, authentic, and aligned with who we are. So if you are still young and unsure, don't worry too much about a final purpose for your whole life. Focus instead on your purpose today. Just begin, and if you've already begun, keep going. Strive simply to grow beyond who you were yesterday. At first, the path may seem shrouded in fog, but if you continue walking, the fog will gradually clear, and the way forward will reveal itself. Trust the process. Finally, thank you so much for staying with me, subscribing, and listening. I hope this content has brought you valuable and meaningful insights. I look forward to seeing you again in the next